Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been another week in crypto. You're watching Crypto Roundup on the Engine Room podcast brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. My name is Dylan Love, and I'm joined today by Mr. Bill Noble, one of our many chief wizard who looks at charts and helps us make sense of what they all mean. We're here to help you make money in crypto, and one of the ways we're doing that, we're picking apart the current events of the week, encapsulating them for you to help you sort signal from noise in the rather noisy world of crypto. We talked on the previous episode of this podcast about Discord basically teasing that they were going to throw their hat in with crypto, and it totally blew up in their face. Bill, you remember this conversation from Wednesday?
Yes.
So the CEO of Discord basically tweeted out a little screenshot that just had a Discord logo next to an Ethereum logo with the famous words, probably nothing. And of course, anybody who's been paying attention to crypto knows probably nothing is code language for this is a really big deal. I don't think anybody would have really expected quite the backlash that he got. Not only was his tweet, torn apart in the comments, but people were generating proper support tickets on Discord customer service saying, don't do this, this is all a scam, this is anti-capitalist. Well, by way of update on this story, they have now publicly started talking about how Discord will not be pursuing any kind of crypto integration. I did not see this coming. But what makes a little bit more sense to me, Bill, is that the CEO's public comments now are about refocusing the company around anti-spam and anti-fraud measures, as opposed to just immediately making it easy to move value back and forth within Discord. What does this all mean to you? There's a couple ways to slice this. There's the immediate negative backlash from a technically savvy user base that I wouldn't have predicted. But also, part of me kind of thinks this guy was completely testing the waters as to whether or not he should even explore this functionality. The screenshot made it look very official, like it was just a few clicks away from going live. But the cynic in me says he was doing market research by teasing this intentional leak. What do you think, Bill?
Okay, so there's a couple levels to unpack this. So, if it's sunny out, there are reasons to hate crypto. If it's rainy out, there are reasons to hate crypto. People don't need a reason to hate crypto. There's always a reason popping up somewhere. Second of all, it's a little in the normie world. There's a lot of stuff going on. So, people can be a little bit more naturally, organically angry than usual. And then if you combine this with Discord's user base, so there's probably a lot of kids playing video games. And I noticed because I actually talked to an individual, a sophisticated technology mind who had a young person, introduced me to a young person that had this incredibly sophisticated art, NFTs that could be used for NFTs and a video game. And she said that she was going to have to get off TikTok because the people on TikTok were upset at what her characters looked like. They were upset about the possibility of doing anything with NFTs because in the under 15-year-old age bracket, NFTs have somehow been associated with proof of work, which indirectly are environmentally friendly.
Right.
So there is a group of young people who think NFTs destroy the planet.
Yeah,
so
that's obviously a highly nuanced topic, but you're just immediately reminding me of an article that I read today on Business Insider just about how Gen Z is about to reshape the world. Because the younger generation, so we're talking about people who were born 1997 and later. And these are, and I'm going to speak I'm typecasting here, freedom fighting, environmentalist, kind of a hippies 2.0, if I could be really reductive. So to see this resistance, even with something as, interesting as NFTs, I don't know. It's just kind of an exciting time to be watching technology do whatever technology does, because we're not going to be here forever. It's ultimately going to be Gen Z and whatever comes after that to take this thing to the next level. And if they're not into it, well, that's just makes it more interesting.
If they're not into it, you're going to hear about it. I hear Gen Z has all of a sudden, to keep it polite, become very interested in let's call it self-defense and related
Yeah, yeah.
items. Okay. And they're going to have jobs and money. My Gen Z daughter turns 21 soon. You know, these are not kids anymore. They're not kids.
Yeah.
And when they have something to say about it, like, you know, when my daughter has a view on anything, okay, particularly if it's controversial, not a lot of flexibility there, folks. As the guy that runs Discord just found out.
Yeah. When
Right.
Gen Z is
He was
unhappy,
trying to,
it's you can't win that argument, or at least it seems that way
right.
right now.
Right. And you know, there's no second chances, right? Like the guy from Discord is probably in a meeting room with his people going,
Yeah,
oh my
we
God,
blew that, didn't we?
with E and screwed it up with a tweet
Yeah.
instead of like doing it with a proof of stake blockchain and coming out with something that says, hey, we want to integrate with crypto in an environmentally friendly way, or we don't want to spy on you or whatever.
Yeah. Well, for all the blowback that NFTs and proof of work seem to be getting from the younger generation, we got to talk about the fact that Mr. Jimmy Fallon has just bought a Bored Ape. And you know, we've talked in the past about how this is, it's not virtue signaling, it's status flexing, really, is what this is.
Right.
This is what NBA players are dropping loads of cash on this stuff. It seems like a natural evolution that entertainment figures should be next, and in this case we have Jimmy Fallon tweeting out his Bored Ape, which is a heart-shaped sunglasses and a captain's hat and a striped shirt. So I don't know, Bill. Is how where is this all going? What? I know we've talked a little bit about this as status, but where's the utility here? Is Jimmy Fallon going to be in the Bored Ape Yacht Club Discord chat, like sharing crypto investment ideas? What happens from here?
Well, Jimmy probably realizes that he's going to have to broadcast from the metaverse. So in addition to having the flex capability and the PR of the Bored Ape, you know, in other words, if he's the first one in, because as I understand it, no one's watching. Everyone switched over to an unlikely, more conservative news network for late night. And these other guys have been left in the dust. So they're looking for a PR stunt. Flexing is, of course, okay, right? It's much easier when Gen Z is talking about eating the rich for the rich to distract themselves with Bored Apes. But the reality is you're going to need an NFT to buy premium land and broadcast from the metaverse, because, you know, instead of buying plastic surgery, everyone's just going to be a virtual 3D character. Right. So Jimmy Fallon's like, you know, let me get in. I don't want to be the fourth talk show host to get a break.
Right.
Let me just drop the money and get involved now.
Yeah, and at the risk of signal boosting a hustle pornographer like Gary Vaynerchuk, he has something I actually kind of am beginning to agree with, a line about how your virtual possessions are more important than your physical possessions, because the entire world has visual access to your virtual possessions. So your CryptoPunk avatar or your Bored Ape Yacht Club avatar, that means something that goes much farther than, oh, I've got a Tesla Model S and I drive it around my town, where you'll be seen by a few people and even fewer of them will recognize you, versus if you have a few thousand Twitter followers and you've got a CryptoPunk, well, that means something and that message carries pretty far. So yeah, it's an interesting little line that we're walking here. The world is changing, man, and it seems like this stuff is pretty central to it. You know, you change the money, you change the world, and my entire work experience tells me that this is what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Gen Z is going to change the world, right? Then people are going to adopt the Elon Musk model. Say what you want about that guy, but he's ahead of the game. You know, the guy supposedly lives in a tiny house. You know, he lives in a tiny house and drives an electric car. So, you know, Gen Z will probably want to see billionaires with a low footprint, a low carbon footprint, which means no 20,000 square foot mansions in Vail. It means, you know, if you're going to flex, do it digitally. Well, don't flex in everyone's face when people don't have jobs, the planet, etc.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe the billionaires will be will quote unquote appropriately show their flex by living in a mansion in the metaverse. Like maybe that's the place where you throw excess cash at and ball out in virtual reality. Meanwhile, you're doing it from the comfort of your tiny house in South Texas or wherever he is. It's
Right. I mean, imagine Jimmy Fallon starts it, and then the next thing you know, news networks and TV networks and movie studios start getting
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
I just forget about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
as they say in Jersey.
After the money comes the media, of course.
Right.
Let's quickly rehash some news that people may or may not have followed this week about Elon Musk taking a Twitter poll to determine if he should sell his shares of Tesla stock. Did this crossed your radar, Bill? Yeah. So I heard that he had already filed in advance that he was going to make this sale, and it seems like the Twitter poll was basically a publicity stunt. Whether they said yes or no, he was going to sell anyway, is what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, with Elon, I don't know. Manipulating markets with him is like sugary cereal. He's addicted to it, and he can't start his day without it. I
I'm
mean,
kind of floored how much vocal disdain he has for the SEC. Like in
yeah.
interviews, he has literally said, "I don't respect them." And to me, that would just be like painting a nice big red bullseye on your back. These are the money cops, and he's saying "F the police," basically. How much longer can this go on?
Well, I mean, indefinitely, right? Like what I've told people, what I've told our viewers and customers at tokenmetrics.com is don't behave stupidly if you missed Sheeb. Don't let the fact you missed Sheeb alter your investment strategy. So obviously, Musk was into Doge. He missed Sheeb. Now he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go swim in the SEC Shark Tank over Tesla. Meanwhile, really, what this guy should be doing is running some sort of automated program where, like, every quarter or every month, he's like continuously raising cash as this thing goes parabolically higher. I mean, I know it's a little bit more complicated than that, but to have to pay your bills, to have to genuflect and destroy your stock and create a news event because you have to pay your bills. I'm like, man, there's got to be an easier way to do that. But again, this guy is notorious, and who can argue with how smart he is at getting attention? The guy's notorious for this stuff. Instead of doing it the easy way, like remember Bitcoin? It was like, I love it, I hate it, I'm buying it, I'm selling it, I have diamond hands. I mean, he just,
Yeah,
he had everybody tuning into Twitter to see what some random Silicon Valley executive said about Bitcoin. So he's done it before, and he'll do it again until he gets in
yeah, we
trouble.
see you, Elon. We see you. You're welcome on the show anytime.
Yeah, man, come on the show, dude. Let's we're Central Texas based, so let's
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out.
I bet my house is smaller than yours.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I think that'll do it for this week in review here. Thanks for watching another episode of Crypto Roundup. As a reminder, this video is available on YouTube. Just follow the Token Metrics YouTube page. Give this video a like. Tell some people about Token Metrics and the way that all the good work we're doing to help make it easier for you to make money in crypto, the most rapidly growing asset class on the planet. I've been Dylan. That's been Bill. Thank you for watching.